Howdy boys and girls. So today's project, because there's projects stacking up like crazy around here, got to get some of this stuff knocked out. So today's project, we're going to be installing a Pro Clip USA accessory mount onto Mr. Jeep. And one of the reasons why I wanted to try using the Pro Clip is I, like many Gladiator owners, have gotten tired of waiting for Dodge to come out with their factory brake controller that was supposed to be in there when we bought it. But anyways, I digress. It's a long story. So needless to say, the truck doesn't have a brake controller in it, and I need one. I'm going to be installing the Prodigy P3, which is one of the best brake controllers in the world. It's very simple. I did not want to mount this as a knee smasher on the knee bolster underneath the dashboard, and there's really nowhere else to put it. So after watching my YouTube friend TJ Mitchell, he did a install on this Pro Clip in his Gladiator, and I liked the way it looked, and I'm like, you know what, I think I can put my brake controller on there. So I'm gonna give that a try. So we got a few other accessories, so we're really gonna be loading this guy down. It's gonna have just about everything on it that you can think of. First, let's go through. This is the mount itself, the accessory mount. It's 213546. And then this is for the wife's ginormous phone. These are adjustable, but this is set up for one of the bigger iPhones. That guy is 511667. Then we have a normal size telephone, which is 246824. You can see that says it's for small to medium. This says it's for small to medium. But if you go on Pro Clip's website, it gives you advice on which phone mount to get. And then I got a GoPro mount because I like to mess around with my GoPro every once in a while. But like I said, this is going to be pretty full. Basically, I'm going to put this. This is where the GoPro mount's supposed to go. It's pilot drilled for it. I've got this all turned around, so disregard the which way it's pointing, but that guy would screw on right there. But instead, I'm going to use these two holes. I'm going to mount my brake controller on top of this guy. Phone holder this end, phone holder this end, brake controller. Obviously, this stuff's not all perfectly in position at the moment. And then in order to fit the brake controller up here, this guy, I was thinking about putting him here, but there's not really enough room to put all this stuff where I want it. So I'm kind of experimenting with what I'm going to do with the GoPro mount. What I was thinking about doing was literally just taking the GoPro mount plate and getting rid of the swivel, and just taking this plate and mounting it back here, offset. So this would be out well clear of the brake controller. But anyways, some of you may or may not really care about the brake controller part of this, and I get that. All the screws, it comes with a set of screws for each accessory, and these are the brake controller screws. I'm gonna go ahead and I got my number drill set out. I'm gonna match up what they used for a pilot. And then they don't pilot the front so that you can put this stuff where you want it. But I know where I'm going to put it, so I'll pilot all those holes and then start screwing this stuff together, and then we'll put it in the Jeep. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to touch bases on before we go any further is, in order to mount these bases onto the accessory mount, you got to kind of take it apart a little bit. So they say you loosen up this center hole. This is how you adjust the pivot where you want it to, if it's on your dash, you can point it more towards you, so on and so forth. But we're going to loosen this screw up until that comes out like that. This screw is captured inside. It can't really fall out of there or get lost. So we just want this part And I will put that on there. The phone mounts are going to be all the way out at the extreme ends, and I will get this piloted and we'll go from there. Okay, so what I've done to get this process started, took a number 24 drill bit and here, let me take the drill bit out of the drill motor so this will make more sense. I took a number 24 drill bit, and what I did, that drill size is what fits the holes in the base plate. And so what I did was I clamped the base where I want it, and then I just start the drill motor enough to put a centering point in there. I don't know if this will show on the camera or not. I already did this side. That gets the very center of the hole started. I actually probably went a little deeper on these than I should have, but it won't hurt anything. Now I'm going to take a number 48 drill bit, which is the size of this pilot hole. This will now center in this hole, and I'll get nice even spaced holes where I want them. Let's take this clamp off, we can see. Yeah, this is probably closer to what it should have looked like versus these, because I'm using up a little bit of plastic that could be used for making threads, but like I said, that's okay. So I'll get all 8 of these drilled up, and then we'll be ready to screw the bases on. Okay, so here's where we're at. Got the midway point of building this contraption. I've got both the phone holder bases on. So this will kind of give you an idea what this whole menagerie is going to look like. Like these are, got a decent amount of adjustment to them. I slid this one over since like I said earlier, the wife's phone is substantially larger than mine is. So this will be kind of angled towards the driver's side. One thing that I did want to say about this Pro Clip mount is it's kind of designed to where you put these accessory holders on, and it keeps your phones or whatever you put on there up. They don't go below the bottom of this accessory mount. The reason why that's important is because your screen is right here. So I know I wouldn't want anything down here blocking that off. But so yeah, we got the brake controller mounted up on there. And we're getting ready to put this guy in the Jeep and see what it looks like clipped in there. I'm pretty happy with the way the GoPro mount turned out on there. I probably won't hardly ever use that, but at least it's there if I ever do decide to use it. So this is going to clip onto the front edge of the dash by the windshield. This is going to rest on the back, the edge of the dash closest to you, the driver. And they give you a piece of adhesive tape to keep this thing from moving around on the dash. I've heard some people say that they were happy with it. I know TJ Mitchell said he was happy with putting his in and not using the adhesive, and he thought that it was stable enough that it wasn't going to totally move around on the dashboard. I think since I'm running a brake controller on here and this thing really can't ever move or go anywhere, I'm going to go ahead and use the that double-sided tape that comes pre-installed on it. I don't like putting sticky stuff on the dashboard, but in this case I think it's better for safety. So let's go ahead and get set up inside the Jeep and we'll clip this guy on there. Alright, so we're getting ready to clip this into place. You'll have to pardon the mess in here. This is a daily driver. Let's see if I can get you guys set up over here and not fall down. Normally you'd probably want to take an alcohol prep pad to the front edge of this dashboard, but I've never put any kind of greasy interior stuff in here, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. See if I can get this backer peeled off of here. This is usually some very strong tape, so when you get ready to put this into position, you better have it where you want it, as far as being like centered up and stuff. So we want to take and push like that. So now the front edge of the mount is wrapped itself around the leading edge of the dashboard. So now we can still move it around a little bit. I think we're going to go with about right there. And now what we're going to do is flex this guy over the front edge of the dashboard right here. Get my fingers out of there. Push that into the dashboard. And there you have it. That's pretty sturdy. I think that's going to work very good. I'm going to go ahead and point that brake controller down a little bit. And then we'll put the phone holders on it. Also wanted to mention, since I didn't earlier in the film, I am not affiliated with ProClip in any way, nor did I receive any free products from them. On my non-monetized YouTube channel. Stick the screwdriver in there first. That helps to line it up. Okay, I'm going to get my small screwdriver to actually adjust this on a tilt where we want it. That's what that looks like inside of there. These don't have to be super tight. They've got like a rubberized base to it to give it some grip. Some people might not like this installation because it kind of encroaches into the windscreen a little bit. Which, if you've ever been in one of these Gladiators or a JK or a JL, the windshield viewing space is already kind of at a premium. So I think I'm going to run that. See if I can keep this guy from moving. Awesome. This case is a little bit tight in here, but it works. You can run your cord up, and the cord's not right out in front of the screen. I'm gonna go get my short cord and see if it's a data cord, so it'll actually communicate with the screen instead of just charging. But I think even with both phones up here, if we're out on a road trip, I can get to everything on the brake controller. Most importantly, the manual brake slider. So yeah, I'm really happy with this thing so far. Kind of give you a driver's eye view if I can. I am going to now run the cable for the brake controller. I'm going to try and get it down below the seal that seals the dashboard to the glass. I might actually have to notch that seal where I want the wire harness to come up. I'm probably going to have to fold the windshield down to get all this squared away. And then once I do that and put that cable in there, I'll probably never fold the windshield down again. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and